I've got him, I've got him. I've got supper. Wearing a hat, the old
This
North
must be
pervades
since
Desi fought
the
wilderness.
worst
Period. In 7 days, I only caught a 2.5
Put it
red
in the
zone. Bonfire without saying a
Charcoal
word.
grilled until
I don't
tender
know how
on the
many
outside.
times the protein is beef in
And
one
then
bite.
we're
Another
done.
little lizard who went and
High-end
didn't
ingredients
see one
remain.
No need for extra cooking
Just
methods.
throw
it in your mouth and it's crunchy.
Starved for too long on the
Desi's
way.
mentality directly
Finally,
exploded in
it will
place.
be
It was
evil
a
for
snot
Desi.
and a tear.
The entire journey.
Persist to the fullest with that powerful passive
Later
skill.
period.
Tucuco
The
has arrived.
Atacama
Desert in eastern Bolivia.
The
average annual precipitation here is less
This place
than 5
is not only
millimeters.
extremely
The
high
climate
altitude,
is even more
bare
dry and
plateau.
hot. It's even more desolate than Lord Peter's
Sitting
bald
show
head.
crew.
A quarter-pack of nuclear-powered helicopters
Arrive
at this berth point quickly. The pilot looked very polite. Kicked Deco off the plane. Turning around, he kicked the accelerator and
Still
went
the
straight
same
to
old
6
rules.
food home. No survival tools. And the hair on the top of the head is, of course,
Equipment
a beautiful
carried.
belt. There are only 2 big brothers that are easy to
And
shake
several
people. Camera equipment for filming. This mission is to go to the extended mine 50
Due to the
kilometers
absence
away
of immoral maps
Desi
and
passed
compasses.
the Pythagorean theorem of
Soon
the
they
rising
locked
of the
onto the
sun
snow-capped
in the east
mountains
and
in the
setting
distance.
turned
As they
around,
advanced,
picked up the big backpack and walked towards
located
the
on a
target.
plateau of more
There
than
is also a
4,000
big school
meters.
bag weighing dozens
Every
of
few
caddies
steps
on the back.
gives
Desi's kidney deficiency
temperatures
unbearable.
rise.
He just feels dry mouth. Watching it go like this, the body will be hollowed out
Coincidence
sooner or later. Just then a canyon appeared in front of you, and Deco was going to go down this valley. This not only avoids the hunter overhead,
And may be lucky.
there is still a chance to find
That's all.
fresh
Deco
water. Walked down the canyon for 2.5 hours in one
Desi
go.
only
felt tired
feel like
and
going
thirsty.
on.
You can die in place at any time.
In desperation.
Desi had no choice but to find
After
a cool
avoiding
rest.
the high
Keep
temperature
going
period.
non-stop. Every time I
Desi
walk, found out the sand under my feet starts
And
to get
the
moist.
vegetation
started to
These
grow in the
indications
vicinity,
are
so that the water is not
accompanied
far
by
away. Desi's life-giving,
not
far ahead. There was a clatter of water. Take a closer
Good
look.
guy.
A river more than 10 meters wide appeared
Desi
in front
doesn't
of him.
care about him.
Just get down for a while. A few mouthfuls, successfully filled myself with
Just
water.
after
drinking, there was
This
an explosion
is
of
no
thunder
one.
the
In the
once in
sky.
a century rainstorm actually
In
hit
a
him.
hurry.
He hurried to find shelter around. Fortunately, Huangshan
A cave
lived up
ahead
to the
caught
bald
Deco's
man's attention. Take a closer look. Both length and size are just right. It's literally tailor-made for me. Clean up the ground briefly. So I spent the night like a bed. By the next morning, Desi, who was woken up by himself, he was going
went
to
out
try
early
his
in the
luck
morning.
by the
Have a
river.
look.
Can you find some supplies that can be used?
Thunder City
He
kids.
actually found an ancestral
Pick it
tin
up.
can.
I call it home.
Guys, now the program team
In a place
is not even
where
acting.
even
birds don't shit. How could I still find such a new
It's
tin
kind
can?
of obvious that it's
and I
true.
took a dry log and drilled it. Turn around and return
Start
to camp.
preparing for life.
Rip the shoelaces off
And
your feet.
soon
Handmade had a handmade
Then
drill.
he
starts his semi-pink
However,
leaf. It may be that the
the
air
altitude
is
is too
even the
high.
kidneys are tired and
I didn't
cramped.
see any Mars.
Then continue to hold the stick and rub it frantically
After
for
4
hundreds
hours.
of times. The little Mars that I miss as fresh breath comes in. Meow was also very cooperative.
Look at
and
this
rushed
dish.
This can make Desi excited for another burst
Since
of
no
cancer. protein was caught today, I can only rely on the fire to
In the
spend a
blink
night
of an
in
eye,
peace. The third day
frost
has
on the
arrived.
ground proves
The temperature at night must have been
in
below
order to
zero.
carry
The hard one
Toko
kindling.
is nearby.
I found a resin-rich plant. This is the perfect tinder. Bring it back to camp and throw it directly
he cut
into
a
the
piece
fire
and
to
he
bake.
put it in a
and
tin
he packed
can.
his gear. Pick up the backpack and continue
This
to
time
go.
he
intends to follow the river. Just walking. On the other side of the river, Desi found
Animal
one.
carcass.
Desi waded to the other side. Upon closer inspection, it appears
And
to
the
be the
corpse
carcass
smelled
of an alpaca.
decomposed.
It's clearly no longer edible. If you don't eat it well, you can send yourself
But with
away.
the
principle of Deb emptying. Desi plucked the land thigh off with all his
Infrastructure
strength,
above.
whether it's making rope or fishing
All
line.
excellent materials.
Then Desi went back on the road. Uwangi picked up another plastic
There are
bottle.
also
to dry dead mice in it. Although it looks a little disgusting. But this bottle is used as a water storage container.
couldn't be more appropriate.
Randomly pack and take away.
Not
and
long
continue
after
to
Desi
go.
noticed
that the river ahead had suddenly
Time
become
coincidentally,
the target direction
is
dare
also
to go
on
into
the
the
other
water
side of
rash
the
to
river in this
situation. Did you decide to take a detour across
Just
the
walked
river for several kilometers
At
in
this
one
time,
breath? The ground is even in the lower
steep
corner.
terrain.
Let Desi's heart reach his throat.
There's
no way around it now. He can only risk his wife's remarriage.
Keep going.
At this time, Desi has been hungry
If
for
you
9
fall
meals for
accidentally,
3 days.
the
consequences
just
are
like
unimaginable. I went forward again. Finally,
I don't know
a piece
how
of
many
flat
kilometers
ground
trek.
appeared in front
I
of
can't
me. Catch my breath again for the
So I
German
found a
subclass
cave nearby.
I plan to spend the night
Take out
here
the
tonight.
tinder you carried
Deco
before.
raised the fire easily.
As night falls,
At this time, the desire for protein has reached its peak. Helpless can only relieve hunger through sleep. Time has come today for early in the morning. Noruko sat by the river and began to think about life. I have already eaten lobster abalone by this time. I didn't expect. This time it was solid and hungry for 9 meals in 3 days. A man doesn't cry continued starvation. It also caused Deco's mental state to gradually collapse. Has always been a strong virtue. There was a macho man crying. Wait for the good mood to calm down. He picked up the leg of lamb he had found collecting the tendons, then soak it in a jar. And then by hand, tore the rubber band into fibers. Then connect it. The barbed wire I finally picked up on the list. One hook and you're done. Turn around and come to the river and fix the fishing line with the rotten alpaca meat. Of course, sitting still is not to increase the success rate. Desi moved stones around the river bank. We're going to put a fishing trap around the exit. This. Tokuko went to the surrounding bushes to try her luck again. After a while of searching, he really caught one and didn't look at it of the almanac. Too late to pinch. Just throw it in your mouth and it's crunchy. The smell of sashimi is overwhelming. The protein content must be dozens of times that of beef. Desi took out the dead mouse from the bottle. And you turn around and you come to the shore after finishing clean the bottle. Deco went to the police trap not with high expectations. There wasn't a single just hair when on the line. Tokuko was disheartened. The fishing trap caught a silly taranfish. Without a word, going up is a trick. Patience blows ashes to kill him. You see the protein. What excites Desi is a burst of giving. It looks like it weighs at least 2 hungry for so many days. Finally getting a decent meal of protein. And disembowel him right in place. Throw it directly into the campfire. Bake charcoal on Panax noted waiting period for 21 minutes. On the face of the foodie after it is baked. It can't wait to start tasting. The taste is tender and juicy. Full of oil. Delicious. Can't stop. Its protein content is hundreds of times just that of beef. Just ate it all in one go. Eat and drink. Spend a night in Maime and come to the 5th day. Today he intends to go straight in the direction of his goal. To figure out the direction. Desi plans to climb the hillside. After climbing up, I also confirmed the way forward. Then he stepped on the accelerator and continued to go. I walked by the canyon in front of me. This made Desi so angry that he almost swore on the spot. But now take a detour. It will take at least 2.5 days. Let's not talk about whether we can reach our destination. Maybe he died in the sun halfway through. I have to think about it. This time I finally mustered the courage to bring Sparks crossed and lightning all the way. I didn't expect another canyon to come. I got so angry that I couldn't stop scolding on the spot. Just walk and scold. Finally came out. As soon as I walked out of the valley, I found a river and have a bite. Desi began to curse again. Thinking of a saltwater river. What a joy. Helpless, Desi can only continue as to rush. As the sun sets, Desi found a random open space and fell asleep. The next morning, there's not much fresh water left in the bottle. But don't panic in this case. Stabilizing your mindset is the top priority. I walked for 7 hours in one go. 2 mountains appeared not far away. Deco plans to climb up and observe the terrain. When he reached the top of the mountain, no sign of anything but desolation. What's worse, the water in the bottle is also any supplies at this time. Desi doesn't know how long he can last. There's no skill at this point. It's all about strong horoscopes and passive skills. So I trekked for another 3 hours in the hot sun. Finally, a salt lake appeared ahead. That's its own interface. Desi took his last breath and came to the roadside. Trampolines slowly appeared. This challenge has been successfully completed.